So on December 17th, 2021, I quit my job. And over the past year, I sort of had a lot of time to sit back and kind of reflect on how and why I was able to do that. So what I want to do in this video is just keep it very conversational and one-on-one with you guys. I don't have anything scripted or anything planned for this video, so I'm just talking to the camera one-on-one. But I'm going to go through how and why I think I was able to quit my job. I do think it's sort of a very personal topic, so I wasn't sure if I was ever going to make this video, just because I was very scared when I did eventually make that leap. It was very much a risk and a bet on myself, just because there was no guarantee that anything was going to work out. I gave up a $70,000 a year salary to take that risk on myself, but it has played out well for me so far. It has not gone according to plan. That's why I titled that for this video. So I'm gonna get into it right now. Let's go ahead and get into some of the backstory. Make sure you tap the like button and subscribe down below to help support the channel. It really means a lot to me, but let's go ahead and get right into it. So growing up, I was always very passionate about business, but I had no idea what exactly I wanted to do with my career. So as I went into college at Penn State, I decided I was going to go into some sort of a business major. And eventually I landed on being a finance major and graduated with a degree in finance in 2018. Now, after I graduated, I really had no idea what I wanted to do still at that point, but luckily I was able to network with a family friend. He was able to get me an interview, and eventually I landed a job with an insurance company in my home city of Philadelphia. And the way I viewed that first job was that I was going to try to learn and continue my education while getting paid at the same time. So I had a decent salary. I think it was $62,000 a year for that first job. So definitely a very good first year salary compared to what some other people can make. I was happy with that, and I was fortunate enough to also live at home with my parents for the first year after college to save on rent. So I was in a good situation, but I knew that I had to figure out what I wanted to do with my career. I was 22 years old, so I had some time, but I really wanted to see where this job took me and if it was something that I wanted to pursue long term. So I really actually liked this job a lot. Looking back on it right now especially, I learned so much about how to read financial statements, reading these construction companies' financial statements that we worked with, and I would meet with the business owners of these companies as well. So I would travel down with my boss down to the Washington, D.C. area, talk to all these construction companies that were building schools and all these public buildings and stuff like that. And it was really cool getting to see their story and their history behind how they built these companies from zero. So they were all entrepreneurs themselves. They were all business owners. And it was really, really cool to hear their perspective of where they were going to take the business in 5 or 10 years, how the business did this year from profitability standpoint, all the type of stuff I found super interesting, and it was really cool getting to see people with that similar passion for business. So fast forward a little bit now, we're about 2 years after college for me, and that's when 2020 happened, and we were all working from home, including myself. So I was able to kind of take a step back again, see what my career was looking like from above, and kind of see if I wanted to still pursue this company and this career path the next 10 to 20 years. So after a lot of thinking, I really didn't see myself wanting to advance to any of the higher up spots within this company, within this division that I was in. Even though there was good money there, the people were all amazing people. Like I really loved a lot of stuff about that job. I would say I loved probably 80 or 85% of that job. It was just a small few things that I didn't see myself wanting to do long term. Now, towards the end of 2020, that's when I started to think to myself, I want to have my own business, but is there any way that I could just quit this job and then start my own thing and give it my full undivided attention? But eventually I kind of landed on the decision that, it's a little bit risky to do that just because I had very low savings at that point. I really hadn't saved up that much money, maybe a few months worth of expenses. And I had no other income at that time. So I had no side hustle that I started, no other small business providing me with any sort of cash flow outside of this 9-to-5 job. So it was a very unsafe thing to do, to just quit completely cold turkey and not do anything. So I decided that what I was going to do was for the next year, just try to see if there's any other opportunities out there, but then build up a safety net of savings at the same time so that when the opportunity hopefully did present itself, I could take that leap of faith and at least have those savings to fall back on to, burn through just in case I wasn't making any money from whatever business I wanted to start. So I decided I was gonna just power through the next year. So, we got through 2020, we got into 2021, and that's when I started to apply for other job positions just to see what was out there. And I started this YouTube channel side hustle at the exact same time. So I remember thinking to myself that the word impact was so important to me, where I wanted to have an impact on people in some sort of a way. So this job that I was in with the insurance company, it was a very necessary thing in the overall marketplace that we operated in, but it didn't feel like I had sort of an impact on the end user of the construction projects that we were involved in. So if it was a company that we were supporting that was building a school, the end user would be like kids going to school, and I felt like I was very far removed from that, so it didn't feel like I had that much impact on the end user. So I was looking for stuff that maybe would have more of an impact, so I led myself into the path of healthcare, where I could maybe mix business and healthcare. And eventually I found a company that, I interviewed with them and they gave me a job offer and I accepted it. And I thought that would be a good combination where I get to be personally sort of invested in the end users, their well-being, their health, that kind of a thing. So it seemed like it would be interesting to me, but I'll get into that in just a minute and how that didn't really work out as well. But at the same time, like I said, I needed to try to set myself up and put myself ahead financially. So I needed to start some sort of a side hustle. That's where I landed on the YouTube channel. So the YouTube channel was interesting just because I had seen a lot of other people over the course of 2020 talking about, especially in the personal finance niche, which was what I was really interested about. They were talking about the income that they were making from their YouTube channel. And, in the personal finance space, talking about that type of stuff, advertising rates are high. There's a lot of affiliate marketing opportunities, sponsorships potentially. So I was already interested in that kind of stuff, and I wanted to at least, have a voice in that conversation, see if there was any way I could make money from it. It's also kind of a business where you don't have to have many expenses if you don't want to have those. So it's very easy to start up. You just have to stay consistent with it. You don't make any money at first. So really, I said to myself, hey, I'm not gonna make any money for the first at least 6 months with this YouTube channel. I just have to stick with it and put out content that people want to watch, and eventually the money's going to come. Hopefully, that's what I believed. So that was kind of the mindset that I had there. It was not a I didn't have to buy any inventory. It was just putting in my time and my effort, and then talking about stuff that I already was familiar with to make the content, learning how to edit videos and film videos. That was a little tricky, but eventually I was able to kind of gain a little bit of traction with the YouTube channel on the side. But so throughout 2021, I basically had these two things going on where I had the healthcare job and then I had the YouTube channel. Both of these I felt like would have maybe equal opportunities to have an impact on people in some way. But, so 2021 kind of went on, and the healthcare job revealed itself to me to be not exactly what I thought it would be. It was a lot of Microsoft Excel work. It was a lot of meetings stacked on top of meetings throughout every single day, and I felt like it was not very efficient, just based off my experience from the first job, where I felt like that was sort of it was a tight-knit community of the industry that I was in. It was kind of a smaller division of my company, where it felt like, nobody was wasting anybody's time. But then with this company, it felt like I was using my time not as efficiently. And I really saw less of an opportunity for a future with this company than I did at the first job. So that was its own thing going on. But then at the same time, we had the YouTube channel, and it was growing and growing and growing. And eventually by July of 2021, so just about 6 months into that channel, I passed the monetization point where I reached 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 hours of watch time. So I was able to start monetizing my advertising on that YouTube channel. So ads play kind of before, during, and after the videos. I was able to get a cut of that. And I've talked about that before in some of my other videos too. But so now kind of continuing on along 2021, we reached kind of the end of the year. So around November, December time, I was reaching that 1 year mark almost with the company, and I had to really step back and figure out what was going on because I was going through some stuff. I'm not a person that has, any type of depression, fortunately, but this company, for whatever reason, it was just draining me in a way that I had never experienced before. It was just the projects we were doing. It was incredibly unfulfilling in a way that I can't even really explain it because it's so silly to me looking back at it now, but it was just draining me of energy. It was having an effect on me in my personal life, and I feel like I was bringing down the mood with me and my girlfriend at the time, now my fiance. It felt like it was impacting even my relationships in that way, and it was also impacting the opportunity that I felt that I had with the YouTube channel, where I saw this as a high income potential if I was able to put more attention and focus into it. But then all my attention and focus was going into the job, and it was draining my energy to be able to put into the YouTube channel in my spare time. So kind of by the end of 2021, just a few things happened, and I reached a point, kind of a boiling point, where the opportunity cost of the YouTube channel, I felt like in my mind was too high. I was making, the income was growing at a fairly good pace where it was approaching over $1,000. I think I made $1,200 or $1,600 by November, December of that year. And then my 9-to-5 job was just draining me. So at that point, I kind of made the decision to myself that, I had all these savings that I worked very hard. I had this budgeting template that I created and I made other videos about as well. And I was able to really cut down my expenses very lean throughout 2021, save up a good amount of money that created this nice safety net of savings where I knew that I could last for at least 6 to 9 months or something like that, based on the cash savings that I had. And then at the same time, I also had the income that was growing from the YouTube channel. So I felt like I could leave the job, have this cash safety net that I could burn through and last for several months, and then at the same time, continue growing this YouTube channel where the income was coming in, it was increasing. I could add in some other things with affiliate marketing, hopefully increase the views as I put out more content and put more attention into that channel. So all those things kind of combined, and it felt so weird, but I made the jump and took the leap probably a little bit too early, but it was the job that pushed me away more so than the YouTube opportunity pulling me to it. But at the same time, I also knew it was a very strong job market, and I could always choose to interview at another company, find another job in some way. So I felt like it was a very low risk type of thing. I kind of called it like an asymmetric risk, where I felt like the downside was very low, but the upside was very high, and I was willing to bet on myself, especially right now with no mortgage, no kids, no anything like that, low expenses. So I took the leap December 17th, 2021. And actually right now I'm gonna play a video for you that I filmed the morning of quitting my job, where I would go to the gym early in the mornings. In this particular morning, I decided to film myself just because I was feeling very good in a weird way about it. I should have been more scared and more nervous, but I actually felt very good. So let me play the clip right now. All right, so today is December 17th, 2021. Today I have 3,838 subscribers on YouTube last time I checked, and it's growing at a great pace. I'm really happy with the way it's gone. I've been searching over the past year for something that's gonna be more fulfilling to me, that allows me to work for myself, and that's what this YouTube channel has become. It's made me so happy as I've grown, and it's been a tremendous journey so far. So today I just wanted to make that promise to myself. December 17th, 2021, I'm gonna go back a year from today, December 17th, 2022, and I'm gonna give an update on where I am with this channel, where I am in my career, because I'm certainly not going to be working for somebody else. I'm going to still be working for myself. This thing is going to grow, and I'm just committed to it. I'm gonna work myself in 2022. And my goal is to have at least $5,000 a month in income from this YouTube channel in 2022. I think I can go a lot higher than that. I want to set a goal of $5,000. Right now, I'll take a screenshot. I've got about 340,000 views in the lifetime of my channel. Last month, I made about $1,600, not even counting credit card referrals that were in the form of credit card points. Right now I'm on track to probably do another $1,600 to $2,000 per month in December of 2021. So I think it's very realistic that I can continue to grow this, that I can really build out that income from advertising revenue, affiliates, sponsors, all that stuff. And I'm really excited to dedicate a full 40 hours to this. So I just want to remember this day, and the date December 17th, 2021 is going to be a very important day for me. So as you can see, I felt good about it. I felt good about the decision to leave my job, and I was gonna put all this attention into the YouTube channel. It didn't have that many subscribers at the time that I quit. So I felt, looking back on it now, that I made the leap very early, but I was still confident in what I could potentially do. So I put my attention into it, grew the views, and January 2022, February 2022, throughout this first 2 months, it kept jumping and jumping. And then by March or April, I had reached that point where I was making over $5,000, over $6,000 per month in revenue. Again, that's all gross revenue, so there's still taxes that have to be taken out of that. But if I'm comparing it to the job that I had before, where I was making, $72,000 a year, that's $6,000 a month gross from this 9 to 5 job. So I knew that if I could make that from this YouTube channel, like, I'd be in a good position and feel good about leaving the job. So that was what I focused on, trying to get the views up above all else, because more views is going to be more advertising revenue, is going to be potentially more clicks on affiliate links. And thank you all, by the way, for anybody that uses those links. It really is amazing. It helps support the channel, not just me personally and financially, but it's going to help grow this channel and produce more content as I start to pay for editors and some other stuff that I'm working on right now. So believe me, it is not just going straight into my pocket. It is going back into this business in every way. But yeah, so 2022 kept progressing and the income kept going up. It reached past 5 figures and over $10,000 per month. So that was very surreal. Like, that was such a cool feeling to be able to pass that. And I just haven't looked back from that point forward. So as the channel's grown, as the revenue has grown, it's allowed me to feel more and more comfortable in making this type of video. I know that it's not something that everybody's gonna watch. This video might not get as many views as the credit card content, but it's something that I feel like is very important to put out there into the world, because I would just binge watch these videos all the time as I was thinking about potentially leaving my job. I just wanted to feel some sort of reassurance that I was not making the wrong decision. I wanted to know that other people out there were going through similar things. So I wanted to at least put my experience out there, let you know that, I felt very uncertain, very scared about making that leap and quitting my job. But it worked out. I was able to put all my focus and all my attention somewhere else in a productive way. And now this past year in 2022 has just been absolutely unreal. So thank you all so much for all of your support on my channel. I mean, I can't say thank you enough. Feel free to share this with anyone else out there that might be looking to make a career change. You don't have to start a YouTube channel. You could start your own small business. It could be a brick and mortar store. You could be a personal trainer. You can have some sort of you could be a guitar lesson teacher. Like, you could do anything you want. Just know that quitting your job, you have to set yourself up with cash savings first. I think that's so important to do. But after you've done that, after you've focused on that, look long-term at any side hustle you can do to increase your income. And just, don't try to make money too fast from it. Just grow the thing in the right way, grow it organically. And I promise things will work out in the long run when you stick with it like that and just try to get better every single day. So again, thank you all so much. I know I've said that a million times, but I really appreciate all of your support. Hopefully this video was helpful, and I'll see you in the next one.